no pun intended, but like it's just like putting stuff like that together. Are you guys trying to outdo yourself from the last game? Because that game is also full of a big spectacle. Like, do you feel like you've reached a point where it's like even bigger this time?
I think the wonderful thing about Insomniac games is we never rest in our success, right? So Marvel Spider-Man is an amazing game. We all love it. I mean, people are still playing it today. It's incredible. But we knew there are areas that we could improve upon. And one of them was trying to get more of a seamless cinematic experience, an immersive cinematic experience that flowed very naturally from gameplay into cinematic moments back into gameplay again. So that was one of our core pillars, is how do we take our set piece moments and make them even more spectacular by removing any rough edges in them and bringing the peaks higher, right? So whenever
presumably he's talking to him as Spider-Man at that point. But just in case that left you with any doubt as to who they're talking about, someone else in the room also mentions him checking in with an Uncle Aaron. So that's pretty cut and dry confirmation if you ask us. But what we don't know yet is how Aaron will appear in Miles' life and how that will fit into the wider story with the Underground and Roxxon. Watch this space, I guess.
I'm kind of lucky. Okay, Pete. Yeah, I got this.
It's really exciting that we get to experience the vibrancy of New York and Harlem through not only the perspective of Miles Morales' Spider-Man, because FYI, the entire map of the original Spider-Man PS4 game returns in Miles Morales, but there has been extra updated detail added to Harlem and East Harlem. As Rhino rampages through a shopping mall at Christmas, it's up to Miles to slow him as Peter grabs citizens out of harm's way, and comedy, as the pair pay a flyby visit to their biggest fan, J. Jonah Jameson. The direct interaction between Miles and Peter is nothing but sweet and supportive, but it's also short-lived, as Peter reveals he's off to Europe for a working vacation as MJ's photographer on a daily bugle assignment. Peter does take the time to set up a series of challenges for Miles and leave gifts for him before he jets off, but...
Miles, get out of here. Back the hell?
In combat, as in the comics, Miles has a couple of abilities that Peter doesn't. First, there's his Venom Punch, which Miles discovers near the beginning of the game while trying to protect a beaten Pete from Rhino. Venom Punch actually doesn't contain any venom, as a side note. It's a shock of bioelectricity that Miles Morales' co-creator Brian Michael Bendis once likened to getting kicked in the nuts. Fun fact. Anyway, Venom Punch causes Venom stun to enemies on impact in the game, and those stunned enemies take bonus damage from basic attacks. Venom Punch costs Venom Power to perform, and you build that by attacking or dodging. It's powerful, but according to Cameron Christian, it won't make Miles invincible.